Assalamu alaikum, my brothers. There is a trend in the Twitter by Arab scholars to impress the Muslim Umma using the word science as a prerequisite in explaining the Sunnah. Now, you see, it is funny. Did they study sciences in secondary schools? I'm applying to basic science. Did they study it? I don't know the qualifications that leads one to go and study Islamic knowledge. But if you follow the history of al-Baghdadi, he was a failure. He wanted science, he could not. Failed. So I'm not saying that most Muslim scholars today could not actually major in science. So they had to go to Islamic studies where, well, I can't say there's no principle or discipline. But there was a program some years back, an anchor or the programmer arguing that you need to have sciences, at least basic degree in science, before you get enrolled in Sharia, because it helps you understand Islam science. So what I hate of the Arab scholars portraying that in Twitter is respect of Muhammad. Who is Muhammad? At what extent do you need science to support the Sunnah? Is it necessary? Now, let us recall what happened during COVID. Now, of all the ahadith insisting on straightening a row and clothing gaps, the Muslim scholars in Saudi Arabia, especially the holy mosques, gave a verdict that you can distance yourself. You can distance in a row. Saf. So that is their interpretation against Qat'iyya Sunnah. But they say, yeah, they want to please Allah by disobeying Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I think I read an article or a book by a scholar, Al-Ur. He didn't agree. I didn't agree. Maybe I think I wrote that there's something like 3 feet spacing, contradicting the instructions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Close the rows, straighten them. They didn't agree. Now, what scientific knowledge do they agree on? They said, okay, at 3 feet, the virus cannot, well, I don't know, this was the argument. 3 feet is all right if we wear a mask. But I don't regard that as necessary or is an acceptable excuse in the hereafter. Because congregation is not compulsory. Kaaba is not a mosque. Even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's mosque could be contention today. What is his mosque? The whole of the area is Rasulullah's mosque. It's not practically possible. So all the things that bring pride and not riya must be removed. Now, as a doctor, during fasting, I never sided with the patients whether they should break their fast or not. I argued, simple, it's your responsibility, it's yourself. Allah says, وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيدًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ. Now, illness is something which is subjective. So, go and assess yourself. If you are sick, okay, you must obey the doctor. Take your prescriptions according to his knowledge. But most patients don't agree. When it comes to injections, the Muslim scholars don't know what is meant by intermilluar. They don't know that there is intracellular fluid, there is extracellular fluid. Now, does fasting take cognizance of that status from Fajr, or it doesn't take that status? Does swollen saliva increase the volumes, or what? What are the ions, sodium and potassium exchange? If you give an injection, you are adding solutes, sodium, potassium, and other substances. That actually disturbs the equilibrium at Fajr. So they argue, you can take injection, but you are adding water, 5 ml. That is chloroquine injection. Or an antibiotic, 2 cc's of water inside your body, and you are fasting. So does that not break your fasting? They will argue with you. Because there is no respect in the Muslim Umma on professionalism. There is no respect. We don't even respect Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The hadith is clear. Allah is clear. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ. Simple. So what they are trying to portray, the Arab scholars in Twitter, is nothing but a farce. They are just trying to fool us that they are scientists. They are not. They are not. They can't understand science unless you studied it in Western education. So let us be extremely careful not to be fooled by Arabs. You see, the more you read, you should understand never to disgrace yourself. The Arabs are not superior to anybody when it comes to propagating Islam. Everybody is equal. You have no reference point today. The Imams, wherever they are not your reference points. The reference points are the 10 or 15 Sahabas promised paradise. And if you don't know who is Abu Bakr Siddiq, who is Umar ibn Khattab, and the rest of them, please go back and study Tarikh Sahaba. Go and study about them, and then understand what Umar said. Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat lin-nasi ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkari wa tu'minuna billahi wa law amana ahlul kitabi lakana khayrun lahum. Now this is, he said, it is revealed, referring to them, but not only to them. Anybody who behaved or who will behave in the manner they behaved applies. This verse is applying to him. So forget about any scholar Make effort to understand Islam on your own. Otherwise, you will be disgraced in the hereafter. So be careful. Assalamu alaikum.